what's next. Life's a journey, never complex. A lifelong student, educators call. Guiding future, standing tall. Conscious parents, info hat on tight. Drove through decades, walked away for rights. From the motion pictures to the cosmic light. Contactees, journey, universal sight. Attempting to put the human back in humanity. Mic check, 1, 2, hear the clarity. Fascinated by the human experience. Sharing stories, breaking the silence. Human experience, hangout, come along. Kids, health, synaptic circle, singing our song. Random vlogs, life stories to tell. Each journey a beacon, wishing well. We all have incredible tales to share. Healing, activation, spreading care. Light the way, find the others. What's your mission, sisters and brothers? Attempting to put the human back in humanity. Mic check, 1, 2, hear the clarity. Fascinated by the human experience. Sharing stories, breaking the silence. Human experience, hang out, come along. Kids, house, synaptic circle, singing our song. Random vlogs, life stories to tell. Each journey a beacon, wishing well. We all have incredible tales to share. Healing, activation, spreading care. Light the way, find the others. What's your mission, sisters and brothers? Attempting to put the human back in humanity. Mic check, 1, 2, hear the clarity. Fascinated by the human experience. Sharing stories, breaking the silence. Rise, humanity, unity we seek. Community sharing, synaptic circle unique. Be the solution, lift someone today. Assist in the rise, light the way. May this song lift whoever comes across. And may you do the same, no matter the cost. Spread the light, ignite the flame. In unity we rise, forever reclaim. Attempting to put the human back in humanity. Mic check, 1, 2, hear the clarity. Fascinated by the human experience. Sharing stories, breaking the silence.
Hello. Greetings. Hello. Happy Saturday. This is episode 17 of the Synaptic Circle. I'm your host, Heidi Pop, and I love to synchronize synapses with fellow like minds based on a common theme or thread. And we like to build the community. So hello to that beautiful community chat. I see you folks there. Hi, Tanyan. Hi, Roger Blair, Garrel, Flix Love. Good to see you. And the handpan queen herself, Chiro Sounds Jane, is here. Hello to everybody. Bauer Media, I see you too. Please chime in at any point. Love to hear from you, and especially if you have a question. And yeah, I'm super excited. I think both my guests I've talked to before. Mrs. Lieberman, Anny. I call you Mrs. Lieberman from school. Anny is with us again. We just did a high vibe human experience hangout just a couple weeks ago, and we did all things music there. Incredible bio. Welcome back, Miss Anny. How are you?
Thank you. I am well. I am so happy to be back. I think I could get used to this.
Yay. Okay, you said it. I have witnesses.
Yes.
She's on. I'm going to bug you a lot. And Mr. Clay LaCombe. How are you, Clay, of Condensed Reality and Conspiracy Music? Good to see you again. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you guys as well.
Yay. Well, Clay and I just talked, I think it was episode 60, which is a couple synaptic circles ago, but that was like in the summer, and he is one of the co-creators of that beautiful intro. Clay, along with some geezer geeks, they helped me put that together, and he really changed my perspective on AI. So we had an episode on that. However, I think we're going to dive into quite a few topics, but maybe before we start with the AI and start with that stuff, share, if by chance no one here doesn't know who you all are, share just like a little mini bio of you, like how invested in music are you? Like how long in your life you've done it, and what are you doing today with it? Maybe something like that.
Okay.
How about you, Anny? We'll start.
Okay, I will go first. So, hi, my name is Anny Lieberman, and I'm a vocal coach here in Los Angeles. And I have been teaching for about 25 years, and I have a space here, my own studio, that is a storefront as well. And I have this mission in life to teach 1 million people to sing. So I am on that journey now, and I'm figuring it out using various platforms. And it's definitely a little intimidating to even say that, because I've never taught 1 million people, but I feel like that I'm being called to do that right now. So I also just authored a book as well, and it's a kids coloring book on theory, music theory. So I'm excited to get that off the ground. And anyways, so I'm glad to be here, Heidi.
Yay! I have to throw one little nugget in there just out of just sheer, this is pretty cool. But Mrs. Lieberman was also one of the first bands signed to a huge record label. She was part of one around. So she's like, she's got some street cred too, just saying.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah, I can remember it like yesterday. So
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yes.
Well, what about you, Mr. Clay? How long you've been into music?
I started music when I was in the 5th grade. My mom put me into the orchestra class. I started learning to play the viola. So I played the viola for 5th and 6th grade, and then middle school. By the time we got to middle school, now this is the very early in the 80s. At my age, the music wasn't as popular as the girls started to become. And the girls were into long hair and guys with guitars. And so for my 16th birthday, my mom bought me a guitar, and that pretty much set me on the music journey. Years later, I used it to start a YouTube channel and promote indie artists on YouTube, and I built up a really large following on there. But due to copyrights and some other things, I had to step down from that position I was working in and try something else. So I started doing documentaries, which was a lot of fun. So that's where I'm at now.
That's awesome. And yeah, so you're always playing the instruments, and you're always almost producing, right? You're producing too, Clay? Like you produce sounds, you produce the music? Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I have a long list of other channels and other platforms people want me to make them intros, outros, and that's video and music production. But really, it comes to a matter of time. You know, I can't do everybody and try and maintain 2 YouTube channels at the same time. But I do what I can.
Okay, absolutely. Well, speaking of sound, Flicks Love, you're saying that his levels are down. It sounds
I turned it up a little bit.
Okay, there you go. Didn't change too much on mine. Let me know how that sounded, Flicks Love, and if anyone else in the chat. Hi, Daryl. I see you there too. Good to see you. TKB in the house. Nice to see you guys. Well, Annie, do you play instruments too?
I play the piano, and I play ukulele, and I play accordion.
Oh, no. And you have some recording instruments, or you have microphones, and do you record your students too? Like, do they perform a little?
So I'm moving into providing a service where my advanced students can record their original songs. And so, yeah, we're starting that part. That's another offering. In terms of recording, are you talking about like a project that I would do for me versus with my students, or like?
Well, yeah, I guess those would be 2 separate. Do you have the means of like a studio, or like, are you learning how to, record yourself and advertise? I know you have a YouTube channel, but or do your students get the chance to perform? You record any albums or anything? I don't know. I guess that is a loaded question, huh?
Yeah, no, there's a lot there. And a few of my students are asking for the experience of learning what it's like to record their voices. So I want to provide that for them. And I think nowadays we can get on GarageBand and provide something in a beginning experience, but you still have all the nuances that come with recording the voice. And so it's wearing the headphones, and it's getting into a pre-made type of environment where the sound is, captured. So I'd like for them to experience that. And I've recorded for years, and it can be kind of intimidating because of there's a certain level that you have to meet the expectations of the music and the rhythms and everything. So it's very different than singing live.
Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
That was actually a
so
question later.
oh,
Oh,
okay, yeah.
perfect.
So
Perfect. I was wondering about that.
I saw that coming, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's very different than live. And I feel it's valuable for my students to understand that and learn that. I'm on a busy street, so I don't know, every once in a while a fast car will come by. Um, I think it's valuable information for them because as they enter into adulthood, some of them really want to get into the music industry and really want to explore what it's like to record, to put out albums, to write music and record. So with that, I feel I want them to experience, to have a full experience here. So
Yeah.
yes, it's interesting that you asked that because that is definitely being something where I'm working towards right now.
Oh, I love that. You
Mhm.
also said something, and I want to ask your opinion, Clay. You said about when you're recording your voice, you really need that soundproof, like a sound booth kind of thing or something really just to protect the sound. Do you do the same thing with instruments, Clay? Because we're at a conundrum here with my daughter wanting to record music. Should we be in a sound protected environment, or is she good to go like in a
Well,
room kind of thing?
your daughter plays more of an acoustical instrument, so being in different rooms might have some effect on the acoustics of that sound. What might sound one way in your office might sound different in the kitchen, uh, unless you're going through. Like for me, none of my sound actually comes out. I'm not using my environment. Everything's all electrical. I go into a mixer.
Oh,
My
Clay.
all of my effects are in a mixer, so it's all enclosed in to where I'm not using my environment for, say, like a violin or a piano per se or something like that. So it's a little bit different.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was my next little step. I'm like, okay, we got this little condenser thing. I think that's what it is. There's
Yeah,
this plug-in
interface.
for the instruments. I'm like, wait, we don't have a plug-in instrument. So, oops. So I don't know if that's still of use, but
Yep.
she's working through GarageBand. She's teaching herself some programs, and I think with this mic and stuff, yeah, she's really excited utilizing the sounds that are already provided as well on the computer, which surprised her too. And it's kind of taking her on a new journey. I guess that could lead us into just a little conversation about AI because Clay, of course, you really flipped my perspective on it and worked me through that beautiful intro and like doing songs together. And then Annie and I talked about it on our last show, and then we both wound up utilizing it in the classroom. And which is so funny because we're, a Steiner classroom, you never would expect media, but it's a
Yeah.
tool that was a necessary tool because of time crunch and really just it benefited us in so many ways. So maybe we can just have a little powwow real quick about utilizing AI as a musician.
Mhm.
Your thoughts, the pros and cons. Oh,
Uh,
you missed the garage bands. Yeah, either one. Who's got
well,
a
there
thought?
there are pros and cons. Some of the pros are as a musician. Now, as a musician, I get some hate from other musicians, like, oh, you're kind of going against us, by promoting this AI and stuff. Well, I look at it as a tool. I look at it as a way for musicians like myself to get ideas. Hey, I got this song on paper. I don't know exactly how I want it to sound, or maybe I want it to sound a certain way. So let me put it in here and try 3 or 4 different genres, or let me, pull this out and see what works before you even have to do all the work about adding instruments. Now, once you do get something set up, you can break them all into stems. You can remove the vocals, add your own vocals, and stuff like that as well.
Oh,
So that's just another level of AI and where it's going. Uh, the cons, really, there's a lot of people hate AI. A lot of people mistrust AI. As soon as they hear the word AI, it's cyborgs and world domination. And I see it as a useful tool. I see it as tools that we can use to make our lives easier, to save time. They say time is money. If I can save time to me, I'm on the the upper edge. I'm getting up there in years. Time to me is very precious. That's probably one of the most important things to me. So if I can save time, by it helping me with ideas, that's I consider that a pro.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
people say, "Oh, you're lazy. You're just doing it the easy way." Well, yeah, I'm trying to save time. That's the whole point. I'm trying to save time, But
Gotcha.
with that, you got to keep the emotion with the song, because if you don't connect with the person, if they don't connect with that emotion, that song, or something visual with that song, it's not going to go anywhere anyway. So if you're not connecting with the people either through a message and that will either be a visual message or an audio message, then it's kind of the point. It's mute to me anyway.
It makes sense. That would be kind of flat. There's no like human behind it. Yeah.
Now there
Yeah.
are some cons. The cons are some people might get lazy, and you might have people that lose that edge, what do you call it, the drive,
Their will, kind of,
Yeah.
the creativity.
their creativity.
Mhm.
You if you lose the creativity, and the emotion in the music, there ain't really nothing left. And that's when I turn on the radio today and listen to today's music, I'd almost rather listen to AI music, just for the fact that it's not different. There's not a lot of difference there, in my opinion. I could talk about this for a long time, but
No, that's good.
there
That's
are
good. That's why we're here.
lawsuits going on right now with AI music and copyrights, and they may be going on for years and years. We may never know for a while where this is going to end up, but it's causing a lot of waves, and especially lately, Celine Dion just came out because one of these companies is copying her voice. So,
Gotcha.
so in 2 years or 5 years, when this all goes to court, they may decide, hey, all of that AI music you got is copywritten and you can't use any of it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
5 years from now, they might just tell all these people, hey, it's open source. You put it on the internet and tell people to share it, and now you don't want to share it because you're not making money. So and it's kind of a 50-50 split. People are for it and some people are against it. So I mean, it can go pretty deep in the rabbit hole. I mean, you can get into laws with copyrights and lawyers, and I mean, it's a pretty deep hole.
Oh boy. Yeah. Deep hole, fine line.
Well,
And yes, TKB, Earth is the only planet with sound. That's why the Earth rocks.
but as
I
it
love
sits
it.
right now, say you are not a musician, you can't play an instrument, but you write poems, and you would love to have this poem turned into a song.
That's me.
These programs, you can go in there, put all your lyrics in there, tell it what kind of music you want and what instruments to use, what to sound like, and it'll make it for you. And you can edit it, and you can throw it in your music software. You can break it up. You can do whatever you want with it after that. So there's a lot of possibilities with it.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I get it. I don't know if this would help on your end. I'm doing okay, but the chat's asking if you could turn up your gain a little bit, Mike, on your mic, Clay. I don't know if we'll try it out, but let's see. How's everybody else feeling with that? And
I probably
Angela,
just need to speak a little
There we
louder.
go. No, that
there you
worked.
are. I'd
Yeah.
say gentle and soft spoken though, Clay.
I've been thinking about upgrading my microphone. I upgraded a few other things instead, because this is an SM58, so singers use this microphone. I'm not a singer. I'm more of a talker. So I've been thinking about getting more of like the SM7, more of a podcast style microphone, so I'm not having to try and yell into the microphone, because my wife will text me, hey, you're yelling. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Angel Wings, good to see you. Everything is frequency and energy. Absolutely. Well, Annie, what about you? What's your AI thoughts? Do you have
Gosh,
some?
I do. I have started researching it a little bit more, just to see where the world is. I have my opinion of it is very different than what I read just recently. So in the UK, musicians like Kate Bush and Annie Lennox,
Love.
they've come together to release an album that has no words or music in protest
Oh,
to,
really?
yeah, in protest, because
Oh.
they're taking a stand against proposed changes
Oh.
in Great Britain regarding copyright laws and AI in general. So that's kind of news to me. I kind of want to understand their perspective more, and I could see where these copyright infringements could be very. It's a touchy thing. If you take a likeness or somebody's
Mhm.
voice and use it, I do see there should be some boundaries or some laws against that. Because what if they don't want their likeness used or their voices used? I see where there are rights. There have to be rights with that. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm just trying to see where the rest of the world is. But as a teacher and as an educator, playing around with it, I find it to be really valuable. I love that we can input. For instance, we're doing this play in the 5th and 6th grade, and some of the parameters that the kids, as far as the play goes, it's Rome. They're time travelers. They've gone to India, and so they need a song to end their play. So let's put that in the AI and see what it comes up with. Make it sound like something from the 80s, and this incredible song came up.
Awesome.
So I was floored. It was the very first time I did that. So I brought it to the classroom, let the kids hear it, and they're just, yeah, we love it, So I think that's huge. Now it's about teaching it. So I can see where, even though we're at a Steiner type of environment, we are learning to sing. So it's not taking away from the art of singing. It clearly just put in our midst lyrics to a song that now there's a melody, and I normally do that, but I was curious, and I was crunched for time. So
The time thing again with the time. Yeah, completely. Oh my gosh. Same on my end. That was the time thing. And my son is in her with that class, Clay, that she's talking about. And he won't tell me a word. He won't sing it to me. He won't share it with me. I don't even know his lines. He wants it all to be a surprise. In fact, he just said time traveling. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. You didn't even tell me. I just know he needs 5 costumes.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be really cool. They're writing it too, right? Yeah, like that's so cool. I think it's so cool. And they were so excited. They're the ones singing it. It's their concepts. Yeah, that's really cool. So same thing. I wound up doing, I knew it was crunch time to get you any time with you, Annie. And I know Sandra was spread thin. I had the lyrics for a Norse play, which is, the Vikings and Balder, and it was intense. It's a death scene. They're putting him on the pyre and lighting it on fire and sending it off to sea. I mean, it's a big to do. But I'm like, how do we say these words? So plopped in the lyrics. I'm like, acoustic, epic, sweeping, all these fun little things. I got 6 choices, and they were overwhelmed with excitement because we've been waiting to try to figure out the song, but also I did do it through a speaker for them for that first one. And one of them said, my bones feel it. I was like, because they knew the words well, and now they had the rhythm. And so it's one of our strongest songs, I think. Well, it's one of the only ones right now, but the other ones we have the songs to them. But anyway, it was fun. And it was that time crunch again, honestly, but it was still, the words were here. The words were there. Oh my. Hi, Shauna. Nice to see you again. I remember her from on Facebook. Nice to see you there. Roger Blair, how are you? I've heard and seen where some people are using AI to mimic some artists' voices to sing songs. Oh, yes. I think I've seen some of that as well.
Now, I don't only make music with AI. On my condensed reality channel, I make 5-minute documentary videos of different historical historical events or people, but I use AI for my videos as well. Now I have a program that I can take a picture or two pictures of two different people, and I can make them fight each other. I can make them hug each other, and I could be two pictures of anybody. I could take two pictures of anybody, and I could bring them together. I could make them fight each other. I can make them hug. And that's basically where AI is leading to. And you'll start to see more shorts. I'm starting to see more shorts pop up on YouTube of the AI. You'll start to see Trump and somebody else karate fighting or something like that. And you'll start to see more and more of that because the technology is just getting better. And I've often said this in the beginning. It's soon going to be tough without some kind of software to distinguish who is real and who's fake without that software telling you, hey, this is flagged for AI. There is some danger in AI, and it's getting to that point where it's going to be hard to tell the difference between what's real and what's not. So you really have to be careful with
You
that.
do have to discern. I like that. Do you think that's happening, an app or some sort of program to discern, to help you? Like some people can overlay apps to see if there's something that's been photoshopped. I wonder if they can tell. I mean, right now I've been watching, little TikTok scrolls, and it's like weather manipulation, the mud flood, and this is coming. Look at it, took out a town, but you see someone just taking a picture of a tree, and you're like, oh, this is AI doing it. And it's spreading the fake news, huh?
Well, and you have to realize that we're using this technology now, and now our government may have had this same technology that we're using today 20 years ago. So we don't know. We don't know, if how many years that they've been using this before they actually said, okay, we'll go ahead and let you release it to the people now. So, but it will get better. I could see musicians now. Say Taylor Swift, she does the 2024 world tour, for instance. Then they record it the whole time, and then she sends the movie to all of the movie theaters across America, and then people go and pay and see this movie for 2 hours of her on tour. Now, what's next? Now, this is what I can see is I can see her. She already signed her rights away to Sony or whoever, so now they own the rights to her persona. They can make her an AI Taylor Swift and go put her on a stage in Timbuktu the same night she's on stage in Chicago. You know what I mean? So
I've been hearing some of that too, and rumblings in the motion picture industry that they're starting to do that. In fact, I worked a job once with a big green screen crazy situation. Like the whole room was full of gadgets and things. And it was Justin Timberlake they were bringing in. And then we just shot a little bit with them. They said, oh, this is some new technology they're doing. And I was like, and then I was dot connecting going, oh, so they can put them on stage here, but have cloning in a new way, I guess. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, and TKB saying they do have some sites that will check on the AI things. I think that we have to bring that in a little more too. Hi, Aaron and White Swan. Good to see you both. Thank you for being here. All you guys are so sweet. Beautiful. Well, I mean, so again, the creativity, the human behind it, huh? The AI, the human behind it. And I have to tell you, I love Annie Lennox and Kate Bush. I consider them the greatest. So I'd like to dig into that too, because I would honor their perspective. And I get having a stance like that. So is it like white noise or something? Like
it's nothing.
Wow.
It's like both, I think I something like 8 hours of nothing.
Holy smokes. And people are going to pay for it, I bet.
Because it's Annie Lennox and it's Kate Bush.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So I read that earlier and I thought, whoa, I need to investigate that further, because that's a new way to stand up for yourself. And who knew you could do it like that? So I think that's quite creative.
It's very much so. TKB, you're right on. Tune inside and you can feel the different energy. Man-made AI has man-made has different AI made has different energy. Absolutely. We are our own.
Now, there's a difference between what, say, a normal person, and I mean by a normal person is by somebody that it's not a musician or knows anything about music, to make an AI song, and for somebody that's been a musician for 25 years to make an AI song. There's definitely
There's a difference
differences there and nuances there
Yes.
that now I can turn on a radio and I could, or just go on YouTube and I can pick out AI. That's an AI song. That's an AI song. That's an AI song. But sometimes they fool me. And if you're smart with it, like me and say the professor know a few tricks where you take, once you got your AI song, you take that and you put it in your music software and you add your equalizer to it and you do all your mastering in your music software. It definitely takes that AI music to a different level. And a lot of people don't know that secret until now. So there are ways to make your AI music even sound better and more professional, and that's just by mixing it, by having somebody master it. Basically master
Okay.
your AI song. So
Huh. That's,
Yeah.
I see you in there, Bauer. Yep, that's what he did for my intro. He mastered that.
Mhm.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Annie?
It just reminds me, and this is back, I mean, this is back now several years when auto-tune came out for the first time. And it was like, how, I know that this person is pitchy, but how did they create, so my ear can hear auto-tune when it's used, but I am sure AI now has wiped that out. And so you can't even tell, when the
Wow.
auto-tune is now. I believe, I think it's that sophisticated now. So
I wouldn't be
it's
surprised.
getting there. I mean,
it's getting there.
it's
Mhm.
fooled some of the best producers out there until they were
Mhm.
told, "Hey, this is AI music," and they're like, "Whoa, okay."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, uh,
Mm.
so I mean, with anything technological, you're gonna have good things and bad things, and I just decided early on that I would try and use it as a tool. And even from the first time I tried Chat GPT, you know,
Mhm.
give me the 5 best restaurants in town. You know, all kinds of stuff I use it for. I don't really use Google search anymore. I either use Grok or Chat
Mm.
GPT or whatever I have handy and ask that. And a lot of times Chat GPT now will actually give you sources for where they're getting their information from. So
That's new. That sounds like something. And Sandy Songjoy sharing. Hi, Sandy. She's got a beautiful voice. She was saying if only, they could put credits and say when it's AI and what isn't. Like they could just do a little watermark or something. I think that's a great idea too.
Yeah,
High
that's
Vibers do this in content notes. There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot's right. Anybody can make music now. Anybody has the opportunity to have a band, any genre they want, and they can tweak the song any way they want to, the more time you put into it, the more you customize it, the more you can make it your own. And a
Mhm.
lot of people are doing that. So.
Yep.
Yeah. And you know what's great about that? Because my main thing is a vocal coach. I have students coming to me who've created on AI and are coming to me saying, I want to learn how to sing this song. I want to really work on my voice so that I can actually do this live. So I thought, oh, okay, now that's great, So yeah, as a vocal coach, it's a different, I'm having a different experience. So far it's been very advantageous for me and my students. And so far it's affecting the young ones, third and fourth grade, all the way up to, gosh, in high school. But I primarily work with the elementary school kids, and it's been very positive so far.
So
Mhm.
far.
So
Well,
far.
yeah. Well, there was that sweet comment before about tuning into the inside. So speaking of a little bit of a pivot, what kind of genres, like what speaks to your soul? Do you have a favorite genre, or, what is this music that when no one's looking that the first thing you kind of tuned into, I should say. Do you have a favorite, Annie, like a genre, or do you have different music for different moods of the day or something?
Yeah, I think I do. One of my favorites though is blues. I love blues, and I think blues, you can't use AI with blues. In what I'm saying is that you can try, but there's something that's so authentic and so soulful about blues that, especially live, there's no way that AI could capture that. I mean, it doesn't ever repeat itself. Like a live performance is so live, you will never see the same performance twice because it's so live with the musicians in combination with the singers, and then the audience just getting so charged with creation happening right in front of them. So I'm such an advocate for live music. I try to take my kids, I've always taken my daughter to live concerts and stuff because
that's cool.
You have to experience that, right?
You have to experience that. And before I ask you real quick, Clay, but I want to, Bauer has a question for you, Annie.
Yes.
Are Annie's students mainly singing vocal training or speaking as well? Is it for just people who want to learn?
Yeah, that's a great question. Great question. I say majority are singers or learning to sing. I've had a couple who just want to learn how to speak well. I had this one guy come to me because he wanted to do, he wanted to show up on his Zoom calls with confidence, and he had a monotone type of voice. He didn't have much fluctuation, so we worked on that. So I say, most of my students are singers, but I've definitely worked with people just wanted to speak with more dynamics and interest.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was a good one, Bauer.
Yeah,
What about you, Clay? What's your jam? I think I know, but what's some of your go-to genres?
Well, I'm a metalhead at heart, so I grew up listening to Iron Maiden and Ozzy Osbourne and Metallica.
Yeah.
But I'll always love that style of music, and I grew up and I learned to play that style of music growing up. But it wasn't until I was into probably my late 30s to early 40s that I actually started to appreciate different genres of music. And now I don't know if I have a favorite genre of music right now. I kind of listen to a little bit of everything just because of the people I'm surrounded by. So I'm listening to country, rock, blues, rap, and everything in between. But after being a musician for a while, I took about 25 years off of playing. So when I met my current wife, she bought me an electric guitar and a setup and got me playing again. And when I picked up the guitar and started playing, it wasn't metal that came out anymore. It was more easy listening jazz type, even blues. A lot of people say I sound like a certain person. I'm not going to mention any names. I don't sound like any of them guys. I'm not a professional by any means, and this is a hobby for me, and I have fun doing it. But other people seem to think I'm okay at it. So,
and we might be able to hear you today, huh? Play a little bit.
I'm set up so I can play today if you guys.
Sweet. I'd like that. With the chat like that? I think so. Let's hear.
That'd be great.
That's awesome. Well, I do want to hear some. I want to ask you guys really quick about streaming your music. Do you go to are you still some are just stuck with their LPs? Some still have CD sets. Some are just streaming. What do you have a platform you like, or is it really your go-to albums? I have one family in my class that all they have is a turntable. They're like, we want the kids to know vinyl. So it's vinyl in their house all day, every day.
It's all digital for us. It's all computer, TV, telephones. It's all music from the interwebs or saved files.
Okay. Do you have any vinyl, Annie? Or do you?
I do. I am a vinyl collector. I have some on the wall behind me.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, to me, analog and wow, it's a feeling. It's a authentic. Comes through the vinyl. So yeah, my daughter, she's become a collector of vinyl too. So we'll compare listen to this and then listen to this, digital. And it's a difference, there really is a difference.
There's a difference.
There really is. So I turned her onto it, but she just took off and she's doing, her own thing about it. So yeah, so now she's going to find, she's the treasure hunt for out of circulation album, so to speak. That,
Uh-huh.
that's really,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead. What were you going
oh
to
no, it's okay. I'm just waving to dogs so that people walking in. Some interruption. We didn't have tech problems this time, but now we
All right. I love dogs. So yeah,
Yeah.
let them be. Let them be.
let them be.
So yeah, I love that there's so many options to explore. We've got the vinyl that's come back. I have so many CDs. They're on my back wall too, and I have quite a collection. And I every once in a while will pop one into my car because I still have a CD player in my car, and that's, oh man, that feels good too.
That's a lost thing too. New cars don't even have the CD player anymore.
Oh, they
Like,
don't.
Well,
No, they
I
don't.
noticed record stores are coming back to the malls though too. I'm starting to see more record stores popping up. Maybe that's
Oh.
just out here in the Midwest. Out west, you really didn't see a lot of record stores. So.
Well, they're trendy. I mean, like some of the hot spots to go to are the leftover record. Although Amoeba's gone, which I thought was crazy. That was a huge one. Isn't that crazy? That was
That
a
is,
crazy
I
thing.
never saw that coming, actually. No way.
It's still, it was a prime real estate too. But another question from Bauer. How important is breathing in your teaching, Annie?
Oh my gosh, I love you, Bauer. Bauer, you're asking the right question.
Professor Bauer, Robert
Oh my
Bauer.
gosh. So breathing is everything, because
Mhm.
you can't sing or talk if you're not breathing. And what I like to teach is the singer's breathing. It's very similar to yoga. I don't know if you practice yoga, but there's a certain way to breathe. It's called the box breathing that I like to teach, where you breathe in and then you hold and then you breathe out and then you start over again and you kind of follow this square. So I do something very similar to that, and it really helps the singer sustain their notes longer when we're able to breathe deeper. So yeah, the breath is a huge part to what I teach. And I've seen a lot of people have come in and didn't know they were breathing incorrectly or breathing very shallow. And when you breathe shallow, and we should all become more nose breathers too, by the way.
Oh, right.
Breathe
Yeah.
through your nose and breathing into your belly as opposed to shallow breathing, you will feel so much better.
I try to check myself all the time with that too. It's bad for your dental too. Like mouth breathing is not good for you all around.
Yeah. And here's the thing about that. And it's a lot of people go, oh, are you serious? So I teach here to breathe through your nose, and a lot of people, it's a habit to breathe through our mouths. It's like you're not even aware. But what starts to happen is their tone changes. Also, too, why the nose is so important as a singer. When you breathe through your mouth, I don't know, it dries out your cords faster. If you breathe through your nose, you've got these little hairs inside, and they help to protect, whatever is coming through. It filters, and also there's a way that the air gets moisturized. So you breathe in through your nose and it passes through the vocal cords, it's moisturized already. So as opposed to the mouth or you try it. You can see a difference in.
I know. I'm like, that's so
Well,
true.
let's all do it. Can we all do it right now?
Yeah. Is there an exercise we can do, or you can teach them?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do that. We can do that right now, or at the end, whatever you want to do.
Well, yeah, try it. Give us a walkthrough of an exercise you would do for breathing.
Oh, okay. Who knew I was going to do this today? All right. So if you're breathing through your nose, I'd like for you to breathe in for 5. You're going to hold for 5, and then you're going to breathe out 6. Okay. So when you breathe in through your nose, bring the air all the way down into your belly button. So you're actually going to be inflating your lower abdomen, and then you're going to breathe out through your nose, through your mouth. And I'll demonstrate that real quick. Okay. So if you breathe in through your nose, you're going to put your hands on your belly so you can actually feel the air going to your belly. So you'll breathe in for 5, and we're going in for, I'll start with this, and breathe in. Hold, And then breathe out through your mouth. Shh. Okay, so that's what it is in essence. So let's start by breathing out first, okay? So breathe out. Shh. Now breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, just do it again. Breathe in through your nose. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You feel more relaxed?
I do. Thank you. That was a good one. Thank you for the reminder. I need to do that with the class again.
There's something really that's jam-packed full of awareness. Things happen when we do. So.
And I really feel shallow. I really do need to work on the belly breath. That's my bit. White Swan, this is why I love this comment. Listen to this. What a weird lifetime to have experienced vinyl, 8-tracks, cassettes, CDs, and now digital. Kids never know what we went through. We did all that stuff, right? And recording with the boom boxes next to the radio.
Yep.
Scratchers are coming back. Gosh. Oh, this is great. Yeah, thank you guys. Okay. Another question. Favorite jazz vocalist, Annie? Al Jarreau, Tom Jones, Sinatra. Those are all the questions.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella. It's beeping. Hi, Tulka. How are you? Hello from Chile again. Chile's in the house. Okay. Oh, Chrissy's here. Sophia says, hi, Mrs. Lieberman. Hi, Miss Heidi.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Sophia. How are you?
Hi,
good to see you. Hi, Chrissy. Thanks, hon. She's so sweet. Moon. Hi, Moon. Moon says, when the air goes to my belly, my first note is always burp. Oh,
that's good. Actually, that's
perfect. Then you're doing it right.
Do it. You're doing it.
And Mr. Clay, how did that feel? You said you don't sing. It's all instrument, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to show us a little bit of what you got?
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, what a treat. I had no idea.
When in doubt, music.
No, I haven't played a lot since I got this new mixer, so hopefully.
Oh, that's what they all say.
Can you hear that?
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go. Let's try this. A backing track's 10 minutes long. That's why. I said hope that sounded okay.
Oh my gosh, what a treat. Dude, I was just jamming over here. Like, wow.
Oh, thank you.
You're really, really good. You got
Thank
some
you.
good vibe going on there. It's great. Somebody wanted me to kick in. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, wait, let me think.
Now, they do have software. They do make software that people from all over the world can sit in a little panel just like this and actually play live music together. Now, we can't do that because of the latency that we have, but with this certain technology that you, of course, you have to pay for it, you can actually do that. And what they do is they take your signal from all the places and they send it to some place in Texas, and then they put it all together and then they ship it out from there. Yeah, it's pretty
Ooh,
cool.
Clay, I want to do that with you.
It's pretty cool technology.
Ooh, let's do that. I want to do that. I never knew that even existed.
Yeah.
That could be real. Wow, blues jam like that. Okay. I'm down. Just let me know when. Let me know when. Wow, that's great. You sound amazing. You sound amazing.
Now,
Yeah.
there are a ton of different ways that people play through their computers. There's so many different ways, and it can be way confusing. I'm set up to play live, so I'm playing live here. I use a mixer, an actual mixer, instead of like an interface like you were showing me. I use an actual mixer as my interface. So, yeah. So, but there are a million ways to play your music online and to play it live like I just did. I chose this way because I can just unplug my USB cable from my mixer, pick up my mixer, my guitar, my pedal, and I can go plug it in anywhere. And I have everything I need access to. Where before, I would, if I use, like, say, some people have to use software for their guitar effects and stuff like that, then they got to take their laptop with them. And if it's a PC studio, they can't pack up their whole PC studio and take it with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's a lot of things to consider when you want to play live, online and off as well. So.
Wow, I love it.
Sorry, I always had a mute moment. We're checking my Wi-Fi. I didn't know it was mute before. I was going to say, if you wanted to do a little blues jam, I won't stop you.
Well, is there latency? There's a latency delay, right?
Yeah. For us on the panel, it'll sound normal, but for them guys out in the audience,
that's
you'll
right.
be a second or a,
I gotcha.
a second.
So that's why they have
a.
a specific program for that. And
Yep.
Tanya, and you should reach out to Annie. I'll make sure to share her links. She's looking for help with her vocal. Do you do Zoom? You can do online.
Yes.
You do all that. Okay.
I do.
Beautiful.
Definitely do Zoom. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to meet you and definitely help you. And yeah, that's why I'm here. That's what I do.
That's great. Clay, did your wife tell you to turn it down?
She can't hear me because I have the headphones on.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
That's
That's
why
right.
I can't hear the music.
That's funny.
There you go. There's Clay's channel there. Awesome. Oh yeah, and Tanya's saying thank you. Oh goodness. Thanks guys. I was trying to keep up with that. That was really cool. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if you have a few more moments to go with a couple more little convos or little synapses, but I know we talked kiddos. What was that? You were performing. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to ask this, and then I forgot. I didn't write it down all the way. The future of music. I mean, is there a future? I mean, is that other than the AI, managing that? What is? I mean, this is old school. This is ancient. People getting together, creating sounds, entertainment, form of communication, connection. I mean, it's human nature. Music with our bodies, music with our voices. So is there a future of music, or is it just constantly just going to keep evolving?
Well,
What do you think?
My opinion is what it's going to do is it's going to make live shows way more important and way more valuable. And it's going to be the content of the song and not just, you can't just throw any old song out there and expect people to like it. It's really, I think it's going to bring songwriting. It's going to make songwriting meaningful again. And I think that's something that's been lacking in the last decade or so, or maybe two, in my opinion. So there's that anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
think I agree with you. I think I agree with you because now that it's getting so easy to access um, making music, I will now seek out live performance even more, personally. And so, yeah, I can see what you're saying being way more valuable. And I mean, a lot of people now have access to create and make music, and I think that's wonderful. I think that's great for those of us who don't know how to write music well, or write poetry, and that it's incredible for that. But I think I will always want to see someone jam like you. I will always want to see that because there's like a, it's like really like that's talent.
It's
And
intimate too. It's like an intimate, yeah.
yeah. And you're, right on the spot evoking emotion, right? So that's uniquely human, uniquely like
Well,
no one
and
can
that's
take
important to me as a musician. I have to have a backing track that sparks that emotion in me. I can now I can play along with any old backing track and anything. Just tell me what key it's in, I can play along with it. No big deal. But it really has to touch me for me to and the backing tracks I use, I have maybe a dozen of them. They're the ones that affect me, and they're not just mine. They're people from YouTube. They're all over the place. Friends of mine that have sent them to me, and it's just them backing tracks that trigger that emotion in me that I like to play with. The other ones, I'll be like, I'll play with it, but I probably won't play with it again. But there are them ones like this one that I just played. I've been playing that one for like 2 years. It's just something about that
No,
hits
it's
that.
good.
It was
emotion
emotional.
in
It
me.
was right, yeah. It
And
was.
that's why I keep playing it. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I'm sure you don't play it the same ever twice, right? It's just
well, that one I've been
out.
playing that one so much I kind of have it down for that. But I could play that exact same backing track and have it do a completely different lead because all of these backing tracks I played were all improvised when I played them. I've just improvised enough with them that I found good hooks in the backing tracks that I pieced together, and now I have just a bunch of hooks, and complete
Yeah.
the whole solo.
It sounded so good.
Do
Yeah.
you do that, Annie? Do you play like a backtrack and then just start singing, like jamming to something, or you can just sing the no sound?
Yeah, that's a great question. I wanted to say real quick, shout out to Be Guided by the Light. Oh, hello. Hi,
Oh, is this your peeps? Oh, your niece, right? Oh, hi. Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming back. Nice to see you, hun.
He says that
That's
people
so
are craving the personal connection with the creator. It's so true. I do gospel music on Sundays, and to answer your question, I feel like I'm so blessed to have a live band behind me, and there are moments where we just go off and do our own thing, and gosh, there's nothing like it because we're creating on the spot right there. And yeah, I agree with you, Elizabeth. There, we are always. I think there's a longing to walk into our own creativity. When we walk into that. As a singer, I long for the moment where I can create and do a riff and, really belt it out, or, just connecting, just really connecting is so amazing. I'm sure people connect when they, paint or,
yes.
um,
I, oh
yeah.
my, and that's Elizabeth was her first name. Yes, that's your yes. Be
Oh,
guided by
we call her Ellie.
Ellie, but she called it. I was just thinking this. It's a channeled experience when you really see that musician, the band, someone playing, and you just catch them in that moment. It's otherworldly. You really transcend time. You're just like there's you. Yeah, I've had those moments when you're watching someone or when someone's singing, and the music you can tell it's coming through them. Oh, it's beautiful, healing.
Very healing. Very healing. Yeah, that's right. That's another proponent of live music. There's something that happens. There's a transference of energy. There's a transference of creativity and love, and it's just amazing. So
Yes.
I felt the vibe there, Clay. I
Yeah.
felt it.
Yeah, that was awesome. Are you looking for another one? Did you find
Oh yeah,
another
I
one?
got another one. Just
Did you?
Okay. I won't turn it down. Feel free to
yeah,
chime in,
I'll,
Annie, if you're
I'll
feeling
turn
any
it down.
called. I'll
No,
mute myself.
this one, this one's only like 2 minutes long, so it's very quick.
Okay.
But and it's just 4 chords. It's G, D, E minor, C, and it's just gonna play them 4 chords over again. But it's something about these 4 chords that really, and this particular backing track that really just strike an emotion in me. So
Yeah. And I know there's a delay, Annie, but yeah, I get it.
yeah, very fast.
Whoa, that was fun. Wow, we
Oh, and I heard you kicking in there, Annie.
trying. I'm trying. Like, wait, I've never done that before.
I get what you mean, though. Yeah, you have to have a certain sync up, right? You have to have a certain mic sync up and the time, the delay. But good. People are giving chills, Clay. You're giving them chills, and they're multiplying. Good question. When you started playing, though, how do you each of you, get through a creative block? Like, how do you get through that? I should say.
That's such a great question.
Yeah,
go Clay. I have to think about that.
well, for me, a lot of almost all my leads are improvised when I'm playing live, and I almost always play live. So I do very little recording, so I don't really have that burden so much because everything's played live. I improvise everything that I do, so it's just kind of on the spot, and I kind of like it that way because it keeps it exciting, and I go by the way the music makes me feel. Yeah.
And you said that was all just 4 chords?
Yeah.
I mean, or 4 notes? Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going to show my son that
backing
part.
Yeah, that's great. Gosh. Oh my
What
God.
about you, Annie? Do you get? Oh, go ahead, Clay. What
I
were
was
you
just gonna say
saying?
one of my favorite backing tracks is just 3 chords. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow. I'm still in that. I'm still in that riff right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, okay. So when there's a creative block, I think the creative block comes when I'm doing things that I'm not in my element. As soon as I get comfortable, it just seems to flow, but when it's, I think the blocks come when I'm unsure of myself, or I'm in a situation where it's not my, comfortable for me. So, but if I just hang on for a minute and start to find a little rhythm within it, then I can seem to break through. But
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't happen too often, especially when it's good music, Clay. Just give me another minute. I could have chimed in there, but yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, totally. I also think back to the interview I did with you, Annie, and you told me about when you were in Malibu and you were getting on that stage and blues got introduced to you. You're watching, then you're up there, then it's coming, and then it just pours through you. It feels like it's just that divine timing. You get on that wave, you get on the same frequency.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. You're bringing back that part of my there's a memory there that is really just a great memory. And yeah, it took me a minute because I was not used to having so many people at a blues thing, and it was there were live musicians and other singers, and so I had to kind of just feel it out for a minute. And then when I got up there and jammed with them, it was like I was home. So yeah.
Wow.
So it takes me a minute, but yeah, then I can kick in.
Yeah.
I still get nervous too, even before coming on this show. I'm like,
Aw.
I tuned up my guitar twice, Like, man, I haven't played in like 2 months. I hope I do good.
I think that gets me. We'll wind it down just a little bit, but the passion behind it all, has that been your will and your drive through your life? Like, is this is your passion is music, or do you have anything like, oh, but I also like to do art or do something else? Or is it like just you eat, breathe, sleep music? Is that something for you, Annie? It's just your every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't, I can't imagine my life without music. I just cannot. And because I've been singing since I was 4, so it's just how I communicate. And it's how I get through the day sometimes, or it's how I change my mood to, sometimes I change it from this happy-go-lucky because, someone has passed and I really want to connect. So I'll turn on some sad music, or, because sometimes it's hard for us to go to that place where we really want to feel something,
Mm-hmm.
So music has I don't know, I can go anywhere depending on the mood. It usually can take me there. That's the fastest way too. Music just cuts through the heart. It knows how to just get right in there quick.
Universal. It's universal, right? And multidimensional, I have to say. What about you, Clay? This is your passion, huh?
Well, I spent quite a few years promoting music and other people's music. And for several years, people have asked me, when are you going to do your album, Clay? When are you going to make an album? We'll all buy it. We'll buy your album. When are you going to do an album? When are you going to do an album? So when when I lost my monetization on the channel and everything kind of started going downhill, I thought about it. I'm like, well, now maybe this is my chance that I can write an album. But instead, I started a new YouTube channel doing something completely different. But music is an everyday part of my life. Every minute that I'm sitting here, I usually have an MP3 of something playing, whether it be old school or just something new or whatever's coming on the next the scroll. So music's definitely a big part of my life. And thank you, Mom, for instilling that in me as a child. And even to this day, I remember waking up Sunday mornings with the old stereo playing Elvis Presley and the oldies, and her spending the time to put me into music and let music inside of me for, and all of these years later, I'm able to let it out and share it with everybody else. And I'll always said and often say that music has healing powers. And I honestly believe that. If you're sad, a song can make you feel happy. If you're happy, a song can make you feel bad. And even health issues, I think music has a lot to do with
1,000%.
that.
Yes. I remember sitting in the hospital with my dad and putting on binaural, like some sound frequencies, and then turn down the lights, and like a nurse would come in, but then she was like, That's amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. It was just like, it should be standard in hospitals, I think. Low lighting, not fluorescent, and just this healing frequency. Oh, beautiful question. Be guided by the light. She says, if there's one message you all want to deliver to the world with your creative project, what would it be?
Whoa, one message.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
And you have the making 1 million people sing, correct, Annie? Is there a message behind that, or?
My message behind that, I think, is that I just want everyone to connect to themselves and to creation. And once we really tap into that, there's no joy. I mean, there's the joy that I should say that comes from that is there's nothing else. There's nothing else. So I have lived like that my whole life, knowing that, when I tap into that place, and I just want everyone to feel that. Like, I think the world would be better if we all just knew we were creators, that, we all have voices that are worth being heard.
Yes.
I feel like, come on, this is true, So I'm on a mission.
Yay.
That's one of the things I like about the AI music, because it gives people a chance that didn't have musical abilities or has no musical abilities. They can still create a song and get their emotion out. And to me, that's, I think a lot of it is for me, is getting them emotions out, getting the anger out and getting the sadness out. And, music seems to do that for me. And it's a great way to keep myself, on an even level.
Good to get things out. Yeah. I do that with the teens. Checking out is not a bad thing, I don't think. It's getting that energy out in a beautiful way. The problem with the world is everyone is one song behind. Well, not everyone, Bauer. Not everyone, in my opinion.
That's interesting to put it that way, though.
I was gonna say in the little the circle that we run around in are quite a few musicians. Chiro Sounds being a musician, Robert Bauer being a musician, and there's other musicians. Someone should get together and have a open mic music night one night in the community.
Let's do
I'll
it.
host it.
Yes.
We could do like karaoke. We could do whatever. Bring your instruments and play.
That's
It'd be a lot
amazing.
of fun.
What would it take to do that? You were saying to get everybody on the same, so there's no delay. What was that again?
Oh, for us to play on the panel together, there's programs out there that do that. There's several different ways to do that, but there's really no way to do it for free, unfortunately.
Sure. That's all right. You can charge people to watch it.
But there are ways, and I know a lot of people in the karaoke indie music communities, and I know a lot of people that play live. We used to get together every Friday night, or not Friday night, but every karaoke night, and just sing karaoke. I would play guitar. My friends would come up and sing and play guitar, and it's just a good way for people to let off steam. It's been a long week. I'm going to come up and sing some horrible karaoke, and I do karaoke as well. But that's why I play guitar, and I'm not a singer, is because I'm just a karaoke singer. I'm not a singer by any means.
That's okay.
It's so funny. Karaoke was always my double dog dare because I was so afraid to get up and sing. And Annie, we talked about that when I had newborn babies. I couldn't really sing. It was a block of singing, yet I could act. I could stand in front of the stage and act. Even musicals, they'd always put me in the background as like chorus so I could just lip sync, but I could dance. So you play that music and you sing, and I will dance like a mofo all around. Shameless dancer. I'm glad you said that, Carol. I love listening to music that takes me back to a moment in time. I was just talking to the kiddos about that we're time travelers when it comes to music. That is our form of time travel, whether, it's a past memory or taking you back to something or creating it in a moment. Music enhances an experience. Yeah. It's like your little form of time travel. Ooh, Sandy Songjoy's down. She's got a beautiful voice too. Oh, I do think, We got a jam. There's a jam happening.
There's
This is
I
happening.
think there's a jam. I think there's a jam.
I think that's happening. And that's what the airwaves need. Everything is frequency and vibration and energy. We need to, we can talk till we're blue in the face on these podcasts and things about what's going on in the 3D world, or we can create the world we want to live in, which is high vibratory, community, creator beings, all that beautiful stuff. So we are in charge of that. So yeah, let's do it. I saw a couple programs Bauer offered up, so I'll check those out.
Oh,
And a new computer. A new computer. Good. I'll call that the cosmic DJ. Oh, that's so sweet.
That's
Charlie's
good.
my DJ in our family, and she's young, but I saw this is her niche. That is her form of relaxing. That is her form sometimes of getting things done. She needs the tunes to like get herself done, things done. And her brother's the exact opposite. And so I just let her DJ in the car. That's why I brought up like things like Spotify. I don't maneuver around those kind of streaming things well, but she set me up all these mixes, my moody mix, my chill mix, my mom's mad mix, like these mixes, and they're on point. And it turns out we have a lot more things in common when it comes to music. She loves all kinds of music. So it's a good connection with family and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. This has been very sweet, you guys. Yeah. Did I cut you off, Clay? Were you about to say something?
No, I'm good.
It's the age of Aquarius. Absolutely perfect time for this. Yes. Good call. That solidifies it. Perfect. Well, wonderful. Well, I guess when we're bringing it down now, Anny, folks can find you on your YouTube page, right? And you're giving little tutorials and you're connecting, but you also have your web page. I think I still have that banner. Everyone can sing .la. That's her page. Yeah, so you can find you can find Mrs. Lieberman on there, and you're also on Facebook and Instagram. I noticed. Any other ones I missed? Any other socials?
Nope, those are it for now. And
okay, you can reach her here.
Yes, you can email me that at info@everyonecansing.la.
Okay.
And I'm available if you want to work on your voice, your breathing. Yeah, we can do Zoom, and it works. I discovered that during COVID. Actually, I was like, "Gosh, can you teach people to sing across the nation?" And I actually can. So, yeah, let's give it a try.
Yay! And we'll contact you for that riffing. And Clay, I didn't. Goodness, I don't have one of your old ones on here. Do we have a banner for you? Where can people reach you, Clay?
Yeah, Clay.
I know your channels.
The conspiracy music channel is kind of on the shelf for now.
Okay.
It's almost 5,000 subscribers, so I'm not giving up on that channel. I just have to find something else to do with it. I can't promote other artists on that channel no longer.
Okay.
Because of the YouTube's terms of service, but I'll find something to do with it. So lately, you find me on the Condensed Reality channel, where I release a new 5-minute documentary every Wednesday at about 10 p.m. Eastern. So that's what I've been doing lately, is spending a lot of time doing documentaries and finding some things, pretty interesting things. I think this Wednesday coming up is the Hellbop cult. What were they? Heaven's Gate. Yeah, so this coming Wednesday is a little 5-minute documentary about the Heaven's Gate cult and all that. But yeah, that's where you find me lately. Is hanging out over there.
Okay. Yeah. And you're no longer on Facebook, I saw, right?
Nope.
Book of Faces.
I'm actually removing all my Facebook and old Facebook and Instagrams and all that, because I want to remove all them trolls from there, so I can start fresh. Yeah. Yep.
Good for you. Yeah, I don't know how many more channels I have to keep creating, but I'm having fun on this one. And I really thank this little YouTube chat. I can sometimes tell when someone's coming in from somewhere. So hello to Facebook. I think I had a couple trolls over there. Except my sweet pea, Chrissy, thank you for joining us. And all you friends on YouTube, thank you for being here. Sandy Songjoy, she's all subscribed up now. And perfect. And Tanya's going to reach out to you, Miss Lieberman. And that's just a habit. I'm always going to say Mrs. Lieberman.
Forever.
Yeah. Discord, is that music streaming or is that recording? I know that name, but
Discord,
I don't know.
Well, Discord was created years ago for gamers, so we could talk to each other while we were gaming.
Oh.
But it's got a studio just like this, and
Oh,
you can
okay.
do everything you can do basically here. You can do there. You can broadcast from there as well. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
But
Aaron, good to see
it's a
you.
great way to connect with people through Discord because you can call each other, you can talk all through the internet, you can send messages,
Okay.
and yeah, it's all
They
kinds
must
of
have
good
gotten in
stuff.
trouble with those deep state players. They were doing that too, I think. I don't know.
I
That's a
have
whole
a
nother show.
I have a conspiracy music Discord. It's got over 100 people in it, and it's got like all kinds of resources for guitar chords. Learning certain songs. It's got all kinds of new channels that are releasing music. They scroll through there. So Discord would be a good thing. The one thing about Discord is there can be a lot of trolls on that platform. So
Mm.
just
Okay.
like any other platform, you just got to protect yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We got to protect. And speaking of Jane and Carol, thank you so much for moderating again. And, because I get so much riffraff, but you just never know. We do have to look out for each other. It is about building community and honoring our innate skills that we came here with. So thank you guys for sharing yours today. And I'm just going to keep bugging you more and more and more. So this should be a regular thing. Just saying.
Thank you so much, Heidi. I so appreciate you. And this has been so fun. Clay, it's been such a pleasure. Gosh,
Yeah,
I
nice
didn't know this
meeting
was going to have live music on this platform. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you.
Gives it an
Someday.
extra little oomph.
That was really good. That's really good.
Thank you, Annie. And thank you, Clay. Yeah, thank you for sharing your gifts and playing with us and stuff. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you for having such an awesome community and bringing us all together on a Saturday night.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you guys for embracing me so much. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Yeah, stay tuned for 1 second, guys. So thank you, everybody. Talk to you later.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
everyone. Bye. Thanks so much.
night.